So, welcome everyone. Rob Morandi, own a team powered by Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, here with a dear friend of mine and the newest employee and my friend, Debora Manfre.
You made it! You got me! How long it took you for me to be with you again together?
So, we're going to talk about mindset today, but we're going to talk about it across some barriers, both personal, business. You and I started working together 17, 16?
2018.
Okay, 18.
We go back that long?
So we go back.
Yeah, 2018. That's when I really got in the mortgage business. And
We go in.
you taught me pretty much everything that I know. And we are back here together.
And we're back together.
This is so amazing.
A couple of moves for both of us.
Yes.
And we're back. I think we're doing...
A couple lessons. Let's put up that way. It's always lessons.
Well, so that's why I thought today was important, because of mindset, because we talk about the personal side.
Yeah.
Husband, dad, friend, son, brother, business guy, wife, mother.
Mom, daughter, worker, house cleaner, everything.
And how do you stay focused and happy?
Oh, that's a really good
You got to be
question.
happy. You got to be happy.
Because what's the point if you're not happy?
No.
So you must know one thing that's so interesting, that it got to a point, especially on this business and the real estate business, that I was so busy doing, like just growing the business, connecting with realtors, which I love, connecting with people and helping people purchasing the dream home. And I was so fulfilled in that side, but the other parts of me, like as a mom, as a wife, I was not happy. I wasn't happy.
And do you think COVID played a role in identifying that?
Yes.
For not just us, but I would almost dare say humanity.
Correct. It's slowing down.
You know, seeing a kid, my first son, few hours a week and then the weekend, versus now is kind of as much as I want, right? Because now it's not in the office 12, 16 hours a day. It's okay if you come in for a few hours, go home, work from home, dollar producing activity. Again, staying in that mental mindset that I can be in business and I can be a family guy.
And you can be the best dad and you can be the best husband, because then what's the point? And I think that in this business, it's so easy for us to get so lost. You know, because it's like so much pressure to produce, and it's great to make the money. But then which happened to me, I got to, got close over 33 million in business, but then I was feeling so empty, so disconnected from my family, from my role as a woman. And I think that was a big turnaround in my life and my career, and was like, what do I want? Because I'm making all this money and I'm helping so many people, but then I'm not feeling fulfilled when it comes to my kids. I wasn't, for me, spending enough time, quality time, because
quality time, good word.
Quality time, because there was no eye contact. It was just you know how this business is on the phone. Hello, how can I help you all the time? So I was unconsciously giving them that works come first, and and in reality they come before anything else in my life. And as much as I love my career, and this is important, it was all about producing and putting my family second, which I think COVID was a big turnaround.
Which is interesting. You work hard for the family.
Correct.
But then you're not spending enough time with the family.
But that's the economy, that's the society, right?
Yeah.
And I have to go back and see what do I want? What does it make me happy? And it's that slow morning, it's overflowing continually, always helping people purchase the dream home and making an impact in the good way, but making sure I am spending the quality time, I'm present.
Present, good word.
Present, eye contact, telling them who they are, building their identity, you can do anything, because kids, you can give them everything. And this is all research based, but they will never forget if you're not there for them when they need it. If mommy and daddy were not there in that, just say presentation, whatever they're going in school, or you made them feel like they're less. And I carry those scars from my parents not being present. And I realized I was repeating those patterns in my own life. COVID definitely was a big wake-up call. And that was when our team kind of broke off, and I was just I gotta walk in a different path. And I realized that in the worst thing became the best blessing. You know what I mean? I think that people just get lost. And
it changed society, literally changed society. To where people maybe don't want to go back to the office.
Yes, that's me.
And I mean, for here, we're starting to see a lot more people show up, because one conversation, right, puts you in a happy mindset. If you see other salespeople, your ops people are working hard, You come in. Okay, you don't have to be there 12 hours a day, but you come in, you do your work, you see your coworkers, you maybe collaborate on an idea or maybe a bigger relationship that you need more people to manage. That for sales is 100% coming back as we speak. Another conversation.
But can I ask you something?
Yeah.
How can you keep, because I always admire you at your level of like work and ethic. How do you keep such a high level with your clients? Because I learned from you, and I always love that your organization, you like follow up, organized, but also driven. How do you keep that up with giving such a great customer service? And like your realtors love you, like you're very, like your business is always doing great. So how do you keep that, being a dad, being a husband, being a provider, you know, like? It's the scariest thing in the world. So first things first, I wake up in the morning, go to the gym. I know, now, those things, 9 a.m., right? I go early. I'm walking on the treadmill by 5:15 every single day, not the weekends. And I think in that moment, and I always walk on the treadmill, because in that 10 minutes or 15-minute warm-up, you're just getting right in your head. Now, that could be, hey, what's going on today? Look at your calendar, look at the market. Just could be, you know, getting in with, I work out with two guys of which are in the industry. And we never talk about the industry. We talk about family and what are we doing? And what are the kids at? We all have different kids, all different levels. And in that moment, we make each other laugh and we push each other. So at the very least, for 1 hour and 30 minutes or so, we push each other really, really hard. And then everything else seems a little bit easier after that, right? Because it's more, again, it's just that mentality of getting here, top priority. So, right, we list priorities first. What's the most important? Then what did we leave off last week? What did we leave off yesterday? I always kind of promote Ed Milet's 21 days a week. So he splits his days into 3 segments of a day. So 6 to 12, 12 to 6, he creates that moment. He goes, well, every top producing, high producing person reevaluates every hour of their life. What do I have coming up? What did I do? Obviously, delegation matters, right? You have a team, you start depending on people that get you there. So I think we have a phenomenal team. They understand the plan, right? Simple task. They understand the goal and communication. When you have that trust in the people and you've laid out a very simple plan, you execute. I was recently reminded that we as salespeople forget you're not great at keeping and starting new relationships. All you want is the business. And I think people like me because I don't go after them for the business, I go after them for the friendship. That's one thing that I always connect with you. Yeah, that's why we're back here. It's not hard. You're all about the relationship. But where's the money? Where's the money? If they don't like you, and one of my original mentors taught this to me a long time ago, and his saying was, befriend them before you ask for business. Because you ever meet somebody and you just don't hit it off. So why am I gonna force myself to work with that person, or vice versa? But when you get along with somebody and you're like-minded and you all work hard, it does certainly help if you're at the same part in your life, right? You're not going out until 1 a.m. Like I like to kind of be home by 9 o'clock because I want the fresh day the next day. And I sense that maybe that's even happening through this newer generation, where going out until 1 a.m. is not the cool thing to do anymore. No. When we first met, we're doing 3 networking meetings a week. We're staying out until 12 o'clock, Ubering everywhere because we can't drive. And now we can still do the same amount. We have the same amount of time in a day. We home earlier. How are we gonna be the most efficient in that time while we have breakfast with the kids, get them on the bus, then come to the office, but then be home for a practice or 2 or 3. Can I share? I have something to share because I think we work, I learned the business with you. When I moved from a company, when this was 2022, that was so hard for me because it was all I knew in the business. I learned to be all about relationship, and I love that, connecting with people and really caring about them. Either it's my client, it's realtors that I'm doing business. I love working with people that I truly love and I connect, like you say, and I learned that from you. And when I went to work in different companies, it's just different mindset, right? It's all about the business. And I remember the first 3 months when I joined a different company, I was just like, I can't work here. This is crazy because it's all about the money. Everybody's about how many transactions, and I can't treat people like that because I want to connect with them from my heart, and I want to love these people because we're working. When you're working partnered up with a realtor, you're constantly talking to them. They pretty much, they're my best friend. I have some realtors that they're so close friends to me. Like I have Lexus, I have people that texted, this shirt, what did you get? And it's so beautiful to have that kind of relationship that is beyond business, that you truly deeply care and you want to do everything to help that partner customer or their client succeed in whatever they're doing. But not every salesperson or mortgage company has that. And I'm so grateful I had the opportunity to learn the business like that way, that it's more about customer service, it's more about relationship, it's more about caring and loving, and everything else will flow.
If I've learned anything in life, and I learn it even more so as I get older, is relationships matter.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. The trust, the know that you say you're going to do something and you do it.
What do you love about this business? About the because you've been.
Well, I'm a people person, so like I just like meeting more and more people. But there is some level of like fulfillment watching somebody that doesn't own a property become an owner.
Yes.
The beginning of my life has been first-time buyer.
Me too. I love that. That's my favorite journey.
It's starting to come back a little bit in this market. The last couple of years have been really difficult for that particular buyer. Low down payment, getting outbid left and right. Seeing them happy and appreciate, and certainly like a younger couple, right?
Yes,
just
a family.
married. Maybe they want to have a family. I get not everybody wants. I get it. I think like watching them grow and then touching base with them in a little while to see where they have gone.
I shared the same drive, which is that what I love about this business is always first-time home buyers. Like I can't do refinances, I care it, but it's something about taking them in that journey of fulfilling the dreams, of finding the home that is like they're so exciting. And
then you talk to them a year later, and there's a little bit more equity, and then I get really excited for them because then they identified the American dream.
Correct.
You buy an asset, and it appreciates over time.
I just helped a past client of mine that she purchased a house maybe 3-4 years ago, and now she came back to me. She bought a 3-family. Now she has a lot of equity. She took over $200,000 in a HELOC, and now she's using that to invest in the business. So it's beautiful to see how you can multiply the resources. And it's just amazing that a lot of people are not educated on that. So I love all those parts because I also learned to invest my money and multiply, because it's something that you have to learn. Okay, we have this equity. How do you multiply that? Because it's not about always having more. It's just how to use it smartly. Being smart.
And not everybody understands that, or maybe they're just nervous by nature, which is totally fine. Right? This is what we do for a living, so we do leverage financing in order for investors to go out and buy multiple properties.
But then I remember when I started this journey, I learned from Rob, and it was funny that I used to be in the building walking with a ton of paper. Back then we stood, and Rob would come to me literally and be like smells like that poopy deal. Remember, like it smells like you, because I would get the hard deals and make them work. But like how much that taught me. Because when I see hard deals, I know I can do it. You learn through those hardships. Either it's a hard deal, maybe it's a hard time that you go in your life, and you take those juices, you'll never forget. I'm like, okay, how do I take this and make even better? And I think that was such a season for me, because I remember you laughing at me, like, you got this, you can't get this done. I'm like, oh my gosh, let me go here, let me go down.
That customer will remember you forever. Maybe they went somewhere else and didn't get approved. So now they think they can't be approved. And you get to the person that cares, is knowledgeable, has a great support staff in the back. We were just talking about this the other day where, you hear a no. That doesn't necessarily, yes, some people should never have been shopping on the street, completely false pre-approval. I'd say 30% of deals that were said no to can actually be done.
Correct. So if you
maybe more, I don't know.
Not deny and think that you can't get a loan or pre-approved. Always go get a second, even a third opinion. Like, don't take the first no. Take it what is at Walt Disney. Like, how many people, keep going. I always say, if God gives you a dream and gives you a vision, don't stop it until you fulfill that. And a lot of times we just say, oh, somebody said no, keep going till you find, because there's always a way. And even if you can't do it at this exact moment, it doesn't mean like in 3 months you can do a few things and be ready. So that's, I think, the mindset when it comes to a lot of people hear no and they just like, oh, it's not for me. And I'm like, dude, you didn't even really try. Just because somebody didn't say, okay, wait, it can be the next yes. You just one yes.
That first no destroys things sometimes.
And you know what I want to say too? That I think I got a text message that just came to my mind that was so pretty. Like, I'm sure you get yourself, because I got a text message yesterday from a realtor, and she texted me, hi, our offer got accepted. Chris, and I'm not going to say the last name of the realtor, but this person is the selling agent, and he said he's worked with you before, so he accepted the offer. And the people,
there it is.
And they don't understand that who you work in this business in real estate. If you work with Rob Morandi, he's been doing business, everybody knows you. everybody knows me just for social media because I'm very active. Like everybody's like,
You're going to teach me how to get that.
yes, you will. If you ask me, do I know this Chris personally? I have no idea. But he knows me because I have been very big on social media and speaking, and people know I do real estate. I'm a mortgage loan officer. So he saw my name. He's like, oh, I know her. You know, he said he already worked with me. I work with so many people. I can't remember everybody, but that's the point.
That paper matters.
They see
so
how you
much.
work. That if they got a pre-approval from you, it is a good to go. You know, it is a good to go. So I see so many people that get pre-approval. What is those big banks? I can't say their names, but whatever, those big banks. I met a guy in an open house that I did it 2-3 weeks ago. And I always talk to them, as I'm very talkative. I'm like, how long have you been searching for a home? And the guy goes like, a year and a half. I said, I know the market's difficult, but year and a half is like, I keep getting outbid. I'm like, you can't be working with the right team because like, it's a long time. And he told me, he's like, I offer $40,000 more on my last offer and I still got outbid. And I'm like, it's not just about the offer, it's who you're working with, who you're doing 100%. Business. It's all this matters. If you work in New York, you wanna work with like realtors that are knowledgeable, that connect, because if you work with a realtor or a loan officer that people dislike.
I think New York in general, and maybe not up. Let's speak for Long Island.
I'm going to say for Long Island, yes.
Because New York upstate a little different. I agree 100%.
It's who you know.
Because we're big, but we're so tiny. How you're going to get me over the finish line is what matters most.
But
I've had
now,
deals. My offer was less than the top offer.
Correct.
But they got nervous.
I got it. So here's another thing too. Are you getting a lot? Because I just closed on a deal with a $12,000. Are you getting seller's concession?
After the fact.
3. No, I got 3. So I got 12,000.
In the original contract.
No. I got an offer for a condo. We just closed, $12,000 concession. I am doing a deal right now. The offer was with $20,000 right in Suffolk, $20,000 in seller's concession. I was like, this is not gonna go. Got it. And now I just received this week a contract of sale where somebody's getting $16,000 in Nassau County. Which nobody.
That's a lot. Just getting any amount in this market.
Correct, in this market.
Super difficult.
But it's who you work with, how you talk, how you explain. Also, I believe it's how you communicate, because if I go, my client has no money, this is not gonna work. But like, my client has the money, but he wants to keep the resources, his money to do some work in the house. Can we do? It's communication. It goes back to this business being communicated, being honest, be trustworthy, because people will trust you if you do the right thing. But if you don't,
you say you're going to do it. Because I let the other people around me just shoot themselves in the foot, and eventually they go away. One of the basis of speaking to you today was I see people that did a lot of business are starting to get down on themselves because the business hasn't popped back to even, let's say, 18 or 19, right? Pre-COVID, let's not even discuss COVID. That was kind of a fluke. It's different now. People are not going to offices anymore. Right? So where do you find them? Social media.
Correct.
But nobody wants to get in front of the camera.
Oh, I love this. It's so much fun, guys, if you only knew.
Yeah.
Because
I may look comfortable, but you know.
It is uncomfortable. But you know,
that's taken me a
like,
while to be even slightly comfortable.
Growth happens right here. Being uncomfortable.
I agree.
I was listening to something yesterday and they're like, do something for 30 days that makes you so uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh my. And it's true. The more uncomfortable you get, the more like comfortable, and you're gonna feel like at some point good at. Like when I started doing social media, it was very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable. I remember I used to wear glasses. I remember that somebody actually DM'd me, you're so beautiful. Why don't you just get the glasses off? Because I was so uncomfortable, but I did it.
Okay.
Do you understand it?
Can you share, like, I'll share as well, what made you feel uncomfortable?
I think that we have this need to please others and to always look a certain way and not be rejected. I think for me, it's always rejection. We don't want to be rejected. And that goes to Tony Robbins. He talks about the 6 human needs, which is importance, you feel love, like all those things that Tony Robbins talks about it. We have those needs since a young kid. And when they're not met during our childhood, for me, I was very rejected. So it was something that was so uncomfortable for me. That's why I think I didn't realize at the time, because I didn't have the knowledge that I have today. It was the reason that I was wearing sunglasses, because I wanted to hide. But then I remember that comment, it could have thrown me off, or could keep me going. That was the comment. I was like, you know what? I need to take this off. And I remember I used to wear filters, and I don't wear nothing. Don't see my face. Don't like it? Okay. This is what I got. This is what God gave me.
Yeah.
Like I got to a point, but it was not always like this. It was uncomfortable. It's learning to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. It takes time, and a lot of people don't wanna. It's a process, right? It's not gonna happen overnight. For me to open my camera, go live, I was sharing with you, I go live on TikTok and share personal things. It was not comfortable, but the more I did it, the better you get. It's just like public speaking. That's where your power is.
I think Jeff Bezos said it. The fear that you've placed on something is actually much less than you even
It's just a story that you
imagined.
create in your mind.
Yeah.
We have all these little stories. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. They're better than me. And is that really true? It's not. I go back to like Bible print. Like I read the Bible, you know, I always read the Bible, the Word of God. So many people, they didn't think they were nothing. So yes, if I'm thinking of me as big, no, but I know who is behind me, who is guiding me, who is in me, is the Holy Spirit. So it's not about me, but Him that flows through me. I just let it go of me and let Him flow. So it's just learning that for me, my strength comes from Him. And that's it. Not everybody's gonna love me, not everybody's gonna like me, and it's okay. If Jesus wasn't loved by everyone, who am I to be? So for me, my example is Him. I keep doing love, I keep being love and treating people with respect and doing those things. Whoever loves me, they will be drawn to me. They're gonna see the light of God, and whoever's not, as long as I'm not doing any harm, I'm in peace. You understand that?
Oh,
but if I'm doing
100%.
something wrong, that's different. But if I'm doing something right and continue being the love, being the light, then I have nothing to fear. So that's one thing I had to learn. And I remember that many times I cried because God was like, I want you to speak. And back then I didn't even know was God putting those things in my heart. That what He was preparing me to do it. You understand? Because it's all a journey. It's a process taking you somewhere. So it's like, might as well enjoy the journey.
I stopped caring what people said and think a long time ago. And it's usually your closest friends that just kind of tease you about certain things. Is it, you know, what a psychologist call it, jealousy? I don't know. But it's just easy. It's easier to push somebody down than to kind of promote them, help them. And that's kind of why I like working out with a couple of my buddies, is that when someone's struggling, you just have someone in the background that's like, let's go, right? You don't think they're paying attention, but they're paying attention. And I do it for them, they do it for me. It's such when you're doing it by yourself, you don't have that little rah-rah. You know, the 5 a.m. Club, this book I just read, you know, he calls one of the trickster, the monkey mind. It's all in your head. It's all in your head fooling you.
Correct.
Right?
It's these stories that you create. But now you told me you read Let Them theory from Mel Robbins. Do you want to tell a little bit about it? Because I love that. I am always reading books.
Yeah, I can't control, right? I can control me. Period, hard stop. Everything else is uncontrollable. However, in nature, we think we want to. I guess business application is underwriters not clearing 2 conditions. I want to control the narrative, and I want to make him or her clear those conditions. Not by making them disappear, but by providing what I've provided and making it so that way this is acceptable to clear the condition. And sometimes, I don't care how good you are, maybe one of them goes away. But if 2 of them are hard stops for that program, you're not controlling anything. The underwriter, in fact, is controlling what is needed. You're just gonna work together. So some people, square peg, round hole, they'll take that argument and keep fighting it. So a customer says, why the delay? The ego of the loan officer got in the way.
I love this,
And
Rob.
about 5 days later, where me, for instance, and I'm not saying I'm the best, but this is how I handle it. What do you need? Let me get it for you. Let me close the loan quickly. And then we'll revisit the why after the fact. Because typically these are ongoing conditions for many, many different files. And if you have one underwriter with a sticking point on one file and you just maybe an interpretation argument, let's come back later, because I don't want my ego to get in the way of your home
That's a
buying
great
process.
point. I love this about it. That's such an important thing, because especially in this industry, how their ego play a big.
It's all ego.
It's all legal, and I think that's why, like 2022 to 2024, I lay low. I was like, I can't take. I think that God took me on that journey, like slowing down. And I'm like, the ego of people, it's so big. Of who does more, who's there, and I realized, no, I don't need to be none of this. I don't need all the titles. I don't need all these things. I just need to be me. And I just need to be happy. And I just need to help and serve the people I'm here to serve, and doing my best, which means using my knowledge, my resources.
I won't say the name, but the very first company I worked for, publicly traded, depository, everything was locked pipeline, total pipeline. Every day of your life. Locked pipeline, total pipeline. And I'm not saying that that hurt my mentality or hurt my mindset, but I will admit it hurts you a little bit because you see effort, you feel the effort, and you see other people around you just absolutely killing it.
And the pressure, is that healthy for our mental health?
You always comparing yourself
that's not good.
all day long, where for me, if you brought that up here and there so I can believe I can see something and if that guy can do it, that girl can do it, then I can do it. Okay, but you don't punish somebody every hour of every day.
Showing on the face.
On that. And when you look at yourself only and you shut down all the noise, you grow.
I love that. That's so true.
You grow, and it's the hardest thing to do. Leave your ego at the door. You put that in sports.
Everything.
I mean, pretty much everything. Arguing with a wife or a child, let's listen to what's going on here. Let's figure it out together. Let's leave that ego. Unfortunately, we're in an ego-driven space here in business.
Yeah.
So we see a lot of it. The people that get along the best are the chameleons. I understand who you are, but I also understand that you might be referring me. So there's some level of servicing the client and understanding who they are and giving them information faster. Beat them to the punch. Give them everything they need to know. So it's kind of how I treat everything. It's just like, okay, the game that I play is I want to be giving you an update, good, bad, or indifferent. That's not the point. Good, bad, or indifferent, faster than you thought, man, Rob hasn't called me in a little bit. I wonder what's happening with the Manfre file. It's almost embarrassing when they call you and you're like, oh shoot, I'm so sorry.
I know, I learned that from you.
I'm so sorry, I did not mean to. So you typically block, right? So we can get into that on a different call, but that's when you start time blocking, simply because we are running a business. And I think also that separates some of us. Are you a loan officer that works for a bank, or are you a loan officer that's running their own business within the bank? And you have to decide who you are, right? Are you going to go out in the middle of the day and run around with your buddies, friends? Or are you going to time block yourself and make sure that time, personally, we call them non-dollar producing activities, is done outside in the morning at 5:15, where no one's bothering me? Because I used to go at 9.
I know, that's what I was
right?
like.
I used to go at 9. And this is what happens. The second, Murphy's Law, right? The second you walk into the gym, now you hear it clanging, you hear people talking, and of course you hear music. You walk in. The second you walk in, one of the most important phone calls comes in. What do?
Yeah. Always happened to me.
I'm going back to the parking lot. But now I'm leaving my gym partners in the lurch because we're supposed to be there at 9. So now, So
I used to call Rob,
you have to go
9 a.m. He's like,
stolen
I'm walking
time.
to the gym. I'll talk to you when I'm done.
It's too late. So I forget who taught me this phrase, and I love it. You have to go on stolen time. This person meant by that is everyone else is sleeping. No one needs you right then and there. Your family doesn't need you to cook breakfast. You don't have to do, everyone is still sleeping. As a matter of fact, when I get home at 6:45, chances are everyone still is sleeping besides my wife. So nobody missed me in that moment.
What time you get home from the gym?
6:45.
My husband gets up at 4:30 in the morning, every morning.
It took a while, but to your point earlier in the conversation, that was a mindset. So, P.S., post-COVID, I weighed almost 250. And you can even look back at the post. I did a post regarding, a lot of people are talking about the market crashing. And my comment was, how can you crash with this level of supply and demand? Only for Long Island, it's impossible to crash a market. So I made a comment, and of course all my best friends in the world are texting me on the side. It's like, you used a pretty small shirt in that video. You should really think about losing some weight. Now, these are my buddies, these are my brothers I've known since I'm 10 years old. They can talk that way. And I'll listen. And at that moment, I'm like, I know. Okay, let me get back in. And now it's been like almost 2 years, a year and a half. That system in place, Monday to Friday, 5:15 to 6:45, and that's it. Yeah, the workouts change here and there a little bit.
So you lost weight?
Yeah.
Tell us the journey. Tell me about it. Help.
I think.
So you prioritize
I eat
your
like
health.
crap. I don't eat the best. I love donuts. Full disclosure.
You still
I still eat cake. Yeah, then my wife keeps the house packed with desserts. My kids have sweet tooths.
Have you ever done fasting?
I did for a while. So when I first started the weight loss journey in the beginning, so you'd work out and I wouldn't eat until 2.
No, that's not good because you have to eat after you work out though.
Protein shake. So I don't know if this is right or not.
No.
I don't know if that's not breaking the fast, but it's giving me the protein.
No, but what do you do fasting? It's like when you fast around like 12, 14, 16 hours, no food, just water.
Oh yeah, I can. No, I've never done that then. But
I love
it did help me lose
It cuts your
probably the
craving.
first 10 pounds or so. It took me a while to get used to eating that late. You get a little lightheaded.
No, I have to have breakfast. Even when I
Right.
do spiritual fasting, when like I do for spiritual reasons, where we don't eat, I literally have to have breakfast and then I go on later.
Yeah. So I had breakfast this morning at 7:15, and I haven't eaten anything yet.
I ate this morning breakfast, I worked out, and I would have had a protein shake, and I'm looking at the clock to see if we're gonna have lunch now.
So portion control's huge for me. I'm trying my best, because I do, as you know, I have a bad back. There's some exercise I just will not do. I'll never run.
How many pounds did you lose in total?
If I think I tapped at 246, even though I don't take off my clothes to weigh myself, probably 208-ish right now.
Wow.
So I weigh myself with all my clothes, my shoes, my head, my earphones, my phone, and I weigh like 212. So that's
So
all.
maybe you're gonna have to
3 or
teach
4
everybody
pounds.
what you did to lose all the weight. That's
Well, all right. So,
next talk.
so this is going to be like this is the realest thing I could tell people. I have a bad back. Blow it out once a year. So whoever has a bad back, get straight right away. My daughter, about 2 years ago. So that makes her 5, and I couldn't pick her up because when you have a bad back, you could hardly walk. You go to the bathroom in the shower because you can't. You step over this little curb because I can't bend over to lift the lid up. The pain is incredible. I went to a doctor, not the doctor I should have gone, but just to hear someone say, it's like, listen, you're chubby. You need to get your core right, get your legs better, get your glute muscles right, get your hams right. How dare you? But I know the truth, you know the truth. And I'm not saying I don't hurt my back here and there, but I don't blow it out to the point of sitting in a chair for 3 days in a row.
Oh, wow.
Like that level pain. That's my motivation. I could not pick up my daughter in that moment. Everyone needs that aha moment. I'm a father and a provider, and I couldn't do anything. Shoot, if this house would have burned down right now in that moment, they would have been dragging me out of the house because I couldn't walk. So at that moment I said, this is enough's enough. I'll take the doctors, right? We'll start doing what I need to do to strengthen
Good for
everything.
you.
And by virtue, you lose weight.
Good for you.
Right, you get in that mindset of eating somewhat right. The weekends I go off the reservation. It's not good
Okay.
on the weekends.
So I have to help you.
Monday to Friday.
I'm going to push you on the social media and let's eat better.
Yes, eating better. Ay, ay, ay. Thank you for coming in today. Welcome to the
Thank you.
team.
Yes.
All right, let's have some fun. Thanks, everyone.